We have got the most unbelievable opportunity in front of us. And your opportunities will start with creating yourself an opportunity to be in the team, to be in the squad, to stay in the squad, to stay in the team. Okay? So every time you have an opportunity, take it.
Scarratt is currently down at the moment receiving some treatment. Disappointing news for both Loughborough and England fans.
Just really hope that's not too serious for Scarratt.
We've done this big pre-season block, so felt really good going into the season, and then 3 minutes into the first game I unfortunately broke and dislocated my ankle. I was just defending on the goal line, just got caught in an awkward position. A lot of people came on top and basically something had to give, and it was my ankle that gave. So yeah, it certainly wasn't the ideal start to that game or the season, but yeah, these things happen.
My first thought when she got injured was, which side is it? Is it her kicking leg, in which case, you know, her right ankle and a kicking side, or if it's her left side that she's previously had tendon issues on, you know, that also adds in implications, just to kind of gauge how long her return to play would be. The snap of a bone is quite a good indication that something's not quite right. And then I immediately obviously looked at my foot, which was pointing in a different direction. So I knew that it wasn't good, and it wasn't probably salvageable to stay in the game. I'm not a massively emotional person anyways. I was just quite matter of fact about it. I was like, right, I've broken something. I wasn't quite sure what. I've done something that's pretty bad. Let's get off the pitch, figure it out, and see what the next steps are. But yeah, it probably wasn't the emotional response that everybody was expecting. Obviously we went back under the stoop into the medical room, and George was there, who's a doctor that I've come across before. He's helped with some England stuff and he was brilliant. It was quite nice to see a friendly face in that situation. I remember just asking him, I was like, so is this a big one? He was like, it's a reasonable sized injury. I was like, is it an operation? He was like, yeah. And obviously you want to know all the information. You want to be like, well, when am I back playing? But stuff like that obviously isn't appropriate at that time, and people aren't able to guess because you've not had your x-rays, your scans, the extent of the damage. But immediately, as soon as you're in that situation, you just want to know, well, when will I be back? As soon as I was able to, because it was my left foot, I hired an automatic car. I got myself a knee scooter. I'm quite an independent person, so I wanted to be as independent as possible. And then I was able to take myself off to the gym in the car and still be able to do like upper body bits and things like that. You want to feel like you are exercising still, even though you can't be out there running around or kicking a ball or whatever it is. Because some of my sessions to start with, I wouldn't sweat, just because the nature of just using your arms, sometimes you don't necessarily build up that kind of heart rate as high as you'd want it to be. And then the first time, I think it was on the bike or something, and I was actually started sweating, and it was such a nice feeling. It sounds really weird, but it was such a nice feeling just to really properly sweat it out, because that's where you get all the good endorphins. That's what makes you feel good, and I guess that's what you're used to as well.
So this is where my plate went in. This is keyhole from kind of my surgery, and then this is where my bone popped out the skin when the injury happened. So that scar's a bit kind of ununiform.
This is an Ultra-G machine. Basically, it is a large contraption with a hidden treadmill underneath, and all of this casing is to allow manipulation of how much body weight Skaz is going to go through when she's running. You can change it from 20% body weight up to 90% body weight, and you can change the speed, incline, like a normal treadmill, and it's basically a really good way of getting someone to start running before they can tolerate like full body weight running on grass.
It makes you realise that all the bike conditioning you've been doing for the last 5 months doesn't mean a thing. As soon as you start running again, it's different gravy.
You get frustrated because physically you're not able to, I don't know, make yourself a cup of tea, and you've made the cup of tea and then you're on crutches and you think, well, how the hell am I going to get this into the living room to drink it? So things like that obviously take a while to readjust to. But then you find ways, so you get a travel cup and you put it in your rucksack and then you're off and you're running. So it's just figuring out ways to do things a bit differently. And then obviously once you are able to do that, that then feels like a really nice milestone that you're moving forward with, which again, as an athlete, you constantly set yourself goals and targets and things, and obviously they're no longer out on the field winning games or matches and things like that, but it's, you know, can I get my cup of tea to the sofa safely and things like that. So it sounds really daft, but actually they're the ways that you stay kind of far more positive and upbeat in a situation where you are a bit kind of grounded, really.
Oh, you're cute. Oh my god!
From now on, there's no inhibiting reason medically that you can't kick as much as you want to kick. I'm kind of looking to see if I can say this is possible or not.
Oh wow, okay.
Like, that's what I'm thinking. So if I see you and you do a fierce amount of contact and you can tolerate that amount of loading, we can look at potentially putting you in a really strict minutes here.
Wowzers.
Even if all of these things that we want to do are ticked off, if you don't feel ready, it's not time. Yeah?
Yeah.
Beautiful. So she basically lands with her foot in an awkward position underneath the other player. It just puts it in a torsion that you can't recreate anywhere else. So that's the kind of chaos that you want from a return to contact.
In a really sort of childish way, you question whether you're still able to pass and catch whilst running, which is ridiculous because I've been a rugby player my entire life, so of course you're still going to be able to do it. But at that point you're still figuring out how to move with this new ankle and whether you can step here or accelerate there, and at that point as well it also doesn't feel perfect, so you know, not every step feels like the good side, so there's a little bit of that as well. But for me, just having a ball back involved, all of a sudden you don't worry about where your foot's going or if that's painful or if this or that is happening. Actually it's just about playing the game again and just having a smile on your face because you're back out there.
She loves playing rugby. The more rugby elements I can bring into her rehab, the more likely she's going to enjoy it. And if you've got a happy player, you're going to have a happy rehab.
So we've just finished PPP, which is our physical pressure practice, which we do on a Wednesday, which is basically like gameplay live. It's pretty brutal. It was my first one back, so it was a little bit straight back in. The ankle's not had a huge amount of game time yet, managed to get 20 minutes in against Gloucester. So things like this are really important because it's just playing rugby, isn't it? You can do all the drills you want, but until you're actually out there doing things kind of randomly and off the cuff, that's the stuff that kind of gives you real confidence. So yeah, it was good.
The sign of a really good rehab and the sign of a confident athlete for me is that they're not thinking about it, is that when they come off the pitch and I go to just check in with them, just to see how they went, how they felt it went, and they're more interested in talking about the tactics of the session or the way it could improve or what we need to do in the next meeting or what they're going to look back on the footage and the analysis. I'm like, sweet, we've got no worries here because you're not even interested in talking about this, even though it's been a 5 or 6 month lifespan for you. They're the moments you're like, awesome, enjoy that. I can't get someone back to play without them doing the graft. I can help them, I can guide them, but genuinely she's got to be really proud of herself, and I love that she's got herself there.
Everyone jokes that I'm a bit of a kind of emotional flat line, so you don't get the highs or the lows basically. I'm just kind of a bit like that, and I think that's actually helped me through this injury because you keep everything in context, you're pragmatic about what you're doing and where you're headed, and then I always hoped that I'd end up here, I guess, and here we are, so yeah.
We upped our game right across the board, but the intensity with which we train, that is a big session for us, that. Okay, we appreciate, okay, it's getting it deep into game week. But this is what we do. This is how we train, this is who we are, right? And we take everything we've done here and we deliver it in spade loads, yeah? Good session everyone, well done, great prep.
Hello, Natasha. They said, can you capture everyone's favourite England rugby player? So here we are, guys.
Don't start.
We're the 3 best friends that anybody ever had. We're the 3 best friends that.
You're expecting us to join in.
Da, 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 da. Should we do another take?
Nice, yeah, you've got it on your thing. You ran further than I thought you were going to run.
I had momentum and then
And here we have someone lost in the wild, not really sure what to do. Oh, she's not good at everything.
Things won't go all our way tomorrow, but it's about how quickly we can get that comms to get back on the front foot, to get back in control, yeah, and put them under pressure. First game of Six Nations, let's get excited, get back, get recovered, and we're ready to go when we get back here tomorrow.
Sunglasses on, rugby in the sunshine, this could catch on. And it's Infante who goes quickly, still Infante, Scotland need to stop her, support on her shoulder, not there yet, Roland arrives, it's picked up at the end by Cal. The Harlequin swings looking for the line. She's got to get over if she's going to get there. Packer is there and thinks she scored. Pick and go, this time through the middle, Gallagher is popped up, it's Poppy Cleal. Infante spun out towards Muir, who manages to bounce off that first tackle. So strong. Roland now, she pops off the ball, Cal. Emily Scarratt, gorgeous hands there to Dow. Dow in this news, oh she's off! Behave Abby Dow, that is absolutely gorgeous! Roland, Packer, Scarratt gets the pass away to Byrne. Turn, show and go! Popped up ball to Infante! It's a Bristol double act! And England with a commanding lead as the half-time whistle goes. It is Scotland 5, England 38.
Second half, we face the bar, yeah? All about us striking first. That first half doesn't mean anything if we don't go out and finish the job, but we finish it on our terms and we finish about everything we've spoken about, yeah? Detail, that constant comms, that accuracy, what we've got, yeah? On our terms, we finish this game, yeah? Throw us on red. Red! Roses!
Strong stuff. I feel kick put in. Aitchison, can she get there? Can she touch it down? Try given to Holly Aitchison. This time it's Cleal of the Bryony variety. Still England. Has it been given? It's over. It's a hat-trick and it's Marley Packer. That is the game. The winning streak continues for England. 19 victories in a row. Scotland 5, England 57.
That one's for Oliver.
That was a great defensive effort. We created a lot of situations that we had to defend, but we showed great heart and passion and desire to defend our line there, and that counts for a lot. Never going to be perfect, that first game, never. There's a lot better to come, we know that, but great effort, great heart, great effort. Well done girls, that's one down.
Bruce is on red!